WeWork reached $47 billion on hype, then collapsed overnight. This is how charisma, not cash flow, nearly fooled the entire market. How did a company that simply rented office space and subleased it become valued at a staggering $47 billion? WeWork never called itself a real estate company. They claimed to be a consciousness revolution, led by one charismatic man. This is the incredible story of Adam Neumann, who sold a glittering dream to investors, only to watch it vanish. In less than 30 days, a financial empire built on hype crumbled into dust, leaving the business world in total shock. Adam Neumann did not sell simple workspaces. He sold the feeling of connection. He was a master of persuasion and charm. With the appearance of a celebrity and genius storytelling, Adam convinced SoftBank to pump billions of dollars directly into WeWork. He boldly declared that WeWork would save the world, aiming to become the first company valued at $1 trillion. The offices were filled with free beer and endless parties, creating an intoxicating culture that masked the deep financial rot. Investors were blinded by the rapid expansion, ignoring the fact that the foundation of this business was incredibly unstable. It was no longer just a business. It had become a cult of personality centered entirely around Adam Neumann's ego. But behind the modern furniture and motivational neon signs, the company was burning through cash at an absolutely alarming rate. For every single dollar WeWork earned in revenue, they were spending $2, creating a massive and unsustainable deficit. Adam Neumann started treating the company as his personal piggy bank, buying private jets and luxury homes across the world. He even trademarked the word "we" and forced his own company to pay him $6 million for the rights. Confusion began to spread among the employees as they watched their leader enrich himself while the company lost money daily. The illusion of success was strong, but reality was approaching like a tidal wave that no amount of charisma could stop. In 2019, WeWork filed paperwork to go public, and the world finally got a look at the books. Instead of a profitable business, analysts found terrible losses, shady deals, and a governance structure that gave Adam total control. The financial community was horrified by what they saw. The magic spell was broken, and the valuation began to freefall. In just 1 month, the company valuation evaporated from $47 billion to less than $10 billion. The pressure mounted quickly. The board of directors had to act to save what was left of the sinking ship. Adam Neumann was forced to step down as CEO, leaving behind a bleeding empire that he had built on empty promises. WeWork serves as a brutal lesson about the danger of valuing a company based on dreamy visions instead of profit. When a CEO begins to act like a spiritual leader and financial numbers become illogical, you must be very careful. That is not innovation. That is a mirage. Do not confuse crazy growth with sustainable business success in the long run. The WeWork saga remains one of the most expensive delusions in the history of modern corporate finance and venture capital. It reminds us that capital requires responsibility, and charisma alone cannot pay the bills when the real world comes knocking. Today, the company still exists, but the wild dream of a consciousness revolution has been replaced by cold, hard reality. From the height of fame to a cautionary tale, the journey of Adam Neumann is a story for the history books. While the founder walked away with millions, thousands of employees were left to pick up the pieces of the disaster. SoftBank and Masayoshi Son admitted that their judgment was poor, having lost billions betting on a charismatic but flawed leader. This failure forced the entire tech industry to rethink how they value startups that claim to change the world forever. The era of the unicorn at any cost came to a screeching halt, replaced by a demand for actual profitability. We learned that hype is light as air, but true value has weight and substance that cannot be faked indefinitely. The fog of war in business can blind even the most experienced investors if they let emotions drive their decisions. Building castles in the sky is a beautiful concept for a poet, but it is a fatal strategy for a CEO. Books and documentaries have been made, trying to understand how so many smart people were fooled for so long. Ironically, Adam Neumann remains a wealthy man, surfing in the Maldives, while his former company struggles to survive the aftermath. The physical spaces remain, beautiful and empty, standing as monuments to a period of excessive capital and unchecked corporate ego. The buzzwords of community and love were weaponized to distract from the cold, hard math of the balance sheet. Self-deception is the most dangerous drug in business. Adam believed his own lies, and he made everyone else believe them too. Like a candle that burns at both ends, WeWork shone incredibly bright for a moment, before darkness finally took over. At Business Failure Lab, we strip away the narrative and look strictly at the mechanics of why things break down. For the next generation of entrepreneurs, the WeWork story is a mandatory curriculum on what not to do in business. Control is an illusion. The more Adam tried to control the narrative, the faster the truth slipped through his fingers. The glitch in the system was not the market. The glitch was the fundamental belief that rules did not apply to them. High risk can lead to high reward, but it can also lead to a fatal drop if safety ropes are ignored. Cheap money fueled the fire. When interest rates were low, investors were desperate for growth, ignoring all the warning signs. Whatever goes up must come down. The laws of physics apply to gravity, and the laws of economics apply to valuation. In the chaos of the market, a clear voice and a seductive story can mislead even the most seasoned experts. Vision is essential, but vision without execution and financial discipline is simply a hallucination that ends in disaster for everyone. Silence the charisma for a moment and look at the numbers. That is the only truth that matters in the end. WeWork grew tall and fast like a weed, but it lacked the deep roots required to survive the inevitable storms. The puzzle could never be completed because the most important piece was missing from the start: a sustainable business model. Walking the line between genius and insanity is common for founders. But Adam fell firmly onto the side of delusion. As the sun set on the WeWork empire, it left a long shadow over the entire co-working industry for years. $47 billion was the price tag, but the wallet was empty. It was a masterpiece of financial fiction. The story is dizzying, complex, and frustrating. It shows the best and worst of capitalism wrapped in one package. Let this story be a lighthouse for you, warning you of the rocks that lie beneath the surface of shiny presentations. While rare, these events happen, and when they do, they destroy wealth faster than anyone can possibly imagine or predict. The verdict is in. WeWork was a failure of governance, a failure of due diligence, and a failure of common sense. Adam Neumann has moved on, but the scars he left on the venture capital world will take decades to heal. The empty corridors of WeWork whisper a warning. Substance must always come before style, and profit before personality. The screen goes dark on the WeWork Illusion. The show is over, and the investors have gone home counting their losses. Thank you for joining us in the Business Failure Lab. We hope this analysis helps you see through the illusions. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more stories of corporate collapse and ruin. Stay skeptical, stay analytical, and see you in the next episode. This is Business Failure Lab, signing off.